New cars come out every year, but let's be honest, most of them just tweak what already exists. A slightly bigger screen here, a new badge there. But 2026? That's shaping up to be a different story, especially if you're keeping an eye on Chevy, GMC, or Cadillac. So if you're close to making a decision, maybe hit the brakes for a moment. The stuff General Motors has lined up for 2026 could be exactly what your garage has been waiting for. Here are the 7 vehicles fans can't wait to see. 2026 Chevy Silverado with new V8. If there's one headline that should stop any truck fan in their tracks, it's this. GM is dropping close to $900 million to build a brand new V8. In a market where just about everyone's chasing smaller engines and hybrid setups, General Motors is going all in on what built its reputation in the first place: big and dependable power. That kind of investment isn't for marketing fluff. It's GM trying to get the Silverado back in the fight. Because the current half-tonner isn't a bad truck, but its reliability is shaken up with problems piling up over the last few years. The next-gen Silverado is coming with a fresh look, but it's that engine bay where the real magic needs to happen. 2026 GMC Sierra with new V8. The Silverado isn't going it alone. GMC Sierra is also getting the new engine, and this is where things get extra interesting. GMC's always pitched itself as the more refined, premium arm of General Motors' truck division. So pairing an all-new, high-powered V8 with that upscale approach? Yeah, that's a combo worth watching. Same core engine, same massive $900 million investment from GM, but the vibe in the Sierra is totally different. Especially when you bring in trims like the AT4 and Denali. That new powertrain could completely reshape what those trucks feel like behind the wheel. 2026 Chevy Camaro. Do you really think GM is just going to hand over the muscle car crown to Ford and Dodge without a fight? The Camaro name still means something, and letting it fade out would be one of the biggest missteps General Motors could make. Yes, the segment isn't as profitable as it once was. But let's not pretend the Camaro is just another product. It's a symbol, a legacy, the kind of car that keeps GM's performance street cred alive, even if most people are driving crossovers now. The company is cooking up something for 2026, and it's probably not what the diehards were hoping for. Early talk points to an electric muscle car, possibly under the Camaro nameplate, may be inspired by what Dodge just pulled off with the Charger Daytona. That could be cool, but EV wine doesn't hit the same as a V8 rumble. The real hope is that GM doesn't go all in on batteries and still finds room in the lineup for a gas-fed 2026 Camaro, even if it's limited run, built more for pride than profit. 2026 Cadillac XT6. It looked like curtains for the luxury SUV not long ago. Cadillac was about to pull the plug, clearing space for its electric future. But then something happened. Sales didn't slump. In fact, previous season was the best-selling year yet for the XT6. And just like that, GM hit the brakes on its original plan. Not everyone wants to shell out Escalade money or deal with a full-size SUV in tight city streets. That's where the XT6 hits a sweet spot. It's still got the Cadillac swagger, the badge, the tech, the comfort, but in a more manageable 3-row package that's easier to live with. For 2026, don't expect a full redesign, but you can bet GM will tweak what needs tweaking to keep it fresh. New styling touches, better tech, maybe a few more premium options inside to bring it in line with what buyers expect from a luxury SUV. After all, if it's sticking around, it better earn its keep. 2026 Chevy Montana. General Motors been MIA in the compact pickup game, and it's been costing them. Ford's Maverick is flying off lots. Hyundai's Santa Cruz found its niche. And Toyota's getting ready to shake things up with the upcoming Stout. But the 2026 Chevy Montana is about to change the game. This is the missing puzzle piece, the one GM desperately needs to slot into the lineup. The Montana name's not new. It's got roots in South America. But bringing it stateside means a clean slate and a whole new strategy with the elephant in the room called new tariffs. With current trade rules, importing from South America could make the Montana too pricey to compete. So the big question is, where will GM build it? Logic and a bit of hope says somewhere in the US. Maybe even alongside the Trailblazer in South Korea if cost math adds up. Other way, GM's top brass will go where the margins are best. We just hope it doesn't come at the cost of accessibility. 2026 Chevy El Camino. For years, the idea of an El Camino reboot floated around as a quirky, small utility vehicle, maybe something unibody, maybe something hybrid. But now, the tone has totally shifted, with the 2026 Montana filling the compact truck role and GM dropping nearly $900 million into a next-gen V8. The new El Camino, if it really happens, is looking a whole lot meaner. If General Motors has the guts to make the super sport package again, and some signs are pointing that way, the 2026 El Camino SS could be the wild card no one saw coming. Think of it as the late answer to the Ram TRX or Ford Raptor R, but better late than never. This could be the moment GM finally says, yeah, we've still got it. Not just in horsepower, but in soul. Because everything's going electric, crossovers are everywhere, and most brands are playing it safe. And the El Camino SS? That's General Motors taking a swing. 2026 Chevy Malibu. The car was supposed to be done. GM had every intention of phasing it out. But then came a surprise twist. Ford sniffing around the sedan segment again. And just like that, the Malibu gets a stay of execution. For 2026, it's a total carryover. No redesign, no flashy new tech, no turbo or hybrid power. The biggest news is that it still exists. That's saying something. It's not betting big, it's keeping the door open and playing the waiting game. If Ford follows through and brings a new sedan to the table, GM isn't going to sit on the sidelines. The Malibu is still a solid base. With the right updates, it could be competitive again. For now, think of the 2026 Malibu as quiet insurance. It's not grabbing headlines, but it's there for buyers who still want a traditional car, roomy, efficient, easy to live with. And if the sedan wars reignite, you better believe GM will get this thing back in shape fast. So, what's the GM model you're most hyped about for 2026? Is it that V8 powered Silverado? Maybe the possible El Camino SS? Or is there another GM machine you're dying to see hit the streets? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We know gearheads have opinions, and we want to hear them. If you're all about horsepower, cool builds, and keeping up with everything GM and other car makers have in the pipeline, hit that subscribe button. We've got plenty more content coming you won't want to miss.